Now I'm at the point you wanna be with me. I'm vibing out at a higher frequency, cause everything that I want and I'm gonna be, it's when I wake up, that's when I start to dream. Someone you love is talking down, here is the plan. Let it fall through like a handful of sand. Nothing happens overnight, what you must understand. If you dwell on the bad, then you don't stand a chance. Something you want upset, saying why it ain't mine yet. That's because now you have yet to change your mindset. People don't put their mind to rest while they're so wired. A lot of people go to sleep and wake up tired. Power of positivity and persistence. Say that I can, we'll just sit back and witness. Make an impact when our time is done. Make money, help people, and have lots of fun. Whoa.
Welcome to 2 Minute Drill, the first pitch-only show that features entrepreneurs from all walks of life competing each week for more than $50,000 in cash and prizes. Hosted by legendary entrepreneur, sports executive, and investor David Meltzer. 5 contestants have just 2 minutes to deliver their most convincing pitch ever. Who will fold under the pressure and who will thrive?
Congratulations, great pitch.
After the pitches are complete, the judges will deliberate to decide our champion.
You violated some amazing rules.
Will they rise to the occasion?
Give us more of your heart and your passion rather than what you felt like you had to say.
What is it that we need from you? Because that's where you're going to get somebody.
Will they blow away the judges?
That was a round of applause. That was probably one of the best pitches I've ever seen.
Will they be crowned champions?
You are the winner of 2 Minute Drill.
David Meltzer hosts 2 Minute Drill.
Baller. Number 2, it was interesting, David. There was a guy standing in the middle of Times Square. He was dressed a certain way. He looked a certain way, had a certain energy. So I just low-key whispered, David Meltzer, not to you, it wasn't you, just to kind of whistle. And he looked up. I'm like, oh, that's the Meltzer guy. And you just sense people. So that's number 2. And as the crowd grew, number 3, David, people would look and say, I think I know him. And there was a couple speaking another language, I think Ethiopia. They were taking pictures that you may have seen them. They were right behind me, behind Dora Maria. That's number 3. Then 4, that's Times Square. 4, David and Nick, at the event itself, I felt like I was home. Everybody there, we're all high-value people in God's eyes. You know what I'm saying? But in saying it in my way, as far as professionally and in business and driven, you couldn't spit and not somebody was amazing. Hi, I was a meta engineer. Hi, I'm a doctor. Hi, I used to have a prosthetic company. Hi, I'm building a Jello mold and we've been on our tank. Everywhere you go, baller. So I'm gonna shut up now because I'm gonna take the whole show if I talk about how amazing it was. Back to you, David Meltzer.
Well, our fantasy is our neighborhood, and you are Mr. Rogers of that neighborhood, and what a great honor it was to spend some personal time with you and Marissa and Nick and the whole team. Everyone felt the same way about you, and it has motivated me, inspired me to have a different training than I was going to have today. So why don't we let the Nick of Time up on the stage? He flew up in the nick of time. He's in San Diego, back his home. I'm still in Chicago on my way to Madison, Wisconsin. So anyone that wants to join us, keep the party going. We'll be Tuesday at SoFi Stadium. Everyone's always invited to come and join us, do some content, learn a little bit, network a lot of it. And then, of course, we'll be in Las Vegas with Eat Up VIP dinner and TV show filming of season 6 of Office Hours with some of those incredible neighborhood friends of ours. And we all should share in that time and in the lessons that we learn. Everybody, let's give a big round of applause for the Nick of Time.
What is up, everybody?
between, man, you guys, I'm literally sitting here just with a smile ear to ear, because not only this community, but Ramon and David, obviously, I'm so grateful to have you guys in my life and to have you guys as mentors. So I appreciate all the kind words, more than you know. But enough about me. We are here for the Power Hour with the one and only David Meltzer. It is Friday, 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern, and we are ready to rock and roll. Today's topic for the training is cheat code training. So David's going to guide us for the first 30 minutes and empower us with incredible insights. And then for the second half, we will be doing Q&A. So, of course, as David is empowering us with so much knowledge, let's think of all the incredible questions that we can ask him. And as you have those questions, please use the hand in the lower right-hand corner of your screen to request it on this stage, and we will, of course, aim to bring you up. And, of course, if you already are on stage, please send me a message in the room chat so I know you do have a question. And as David mentioned, he is heading to Madison, Wisconsin this weekend. We're going to be at SoFi in Los Angeles on Tuesday, followed by a meetup on Wednesday in Las Vegas, a VIP dinner and TV show filming for season 6 of Office Hours on Thursday, and filming again on Friday. So if you'd like to join David in person, all you have to do is email him directly, david@dmeltzer.com. Once again, that is just david@dmeltzer.com. And of course, can be found in the room chat as well. Now, without further ado, I will turn it over to the man himself, the one and only David, to guide us through this cheat code training in the first half.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nick. And, I was being during COVID, watching my son, as many of us were, play video games in the Fortnite craze, telling him to put on his math books and get better at Fortnite so he could actually make some money after he graduated or while he was still in school. And I started thinking about my philosophy of ease and dis-ease and how easy those games are that look so confusing. There's multiple levels and moves and tools and all types of different things as you go through repetitively, learning the cheat codes to make Fortnite easy. And I was watching that game thinking to myself, how good would I be at that game if I had all the cheat codes? If I had all the cheat codes, how easy would Fortnite be? How many millions of dollars would I have won during COVID, beating all those youngsters that were persistently pursuing their best game and slowly but surely learning the cheat codes? What if somebody just gave them to me? And I thought, how powerful would that be? All of the dis-ease that they were going through in order to effectuate finding the light, the love, and the lessons in the game in order to figure out these cheat codes so that it built and aggregated and accelerated upon itself. These cheat codes allow us to live at ease, and it dissipates, it dissolves, and it disappears the dis-ease in our game, in our life, in our journey. And as I watched my son learn those cheat codes, I thought to myself, how can I teach those cheat codes? How are those cheat codes found out? Somebody finds out those cheat codes, and now through the communities that we build, the democratization of information, we're able to share and access the cheat codes. And as I pay attention to and give intention to the coincidences that I want in my life, the outcomes and results of trying to pursue these cheat codes, lo and behold, after COVID, I was sitting down with Bob Parsons, the CEO and founder of GoDaddy, a man who has exited personally his business for over $4 billion with a B. And he was telling me about his journey and his struggles and all the difficulties that he had. And then he says to me, Dave, if you learn to love what you do. And as I was talking to him, I went back and watched this video. I rolled my eyes. I rolled my eyes at him and thought, here we go, 70-something-year-old man going to tell me, if you learn to love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. And it's true. It's true. I don't have work in my life. I have activity I planned, unplanned, activity I get paid for, unpaid for. I have an activity of sleep, a non-negotiable, in which I practice, have mentorship for the last 17 years to recover and access all of these cheat codes. But moreover, he surprised me, and he gave me the impetus. He gave me the catalyst to this training to find the cheat codes in life. How could I teach people to find the cheat codes to make life easy, to take away the dis-easy? I do that. And he said to me, David, you know, if you learn to love what you do, and you can learn to love what you don't like, and you can learn to love what you don't love, and you can even learn to love what other people don't like, and you can learn to love what other people don't love. But if you learn to love what you do, and you do it every day, just like those kids on Fortnite, consistently, and you do it without quitting, just like those kids do on those video games, persistently, in the pursuit of your best game, your best score, your highest level, in the pursuit of your highest self, if you learn to love what you do and every day and do it without quit in the pursuit of your higher self, life will tell you all secrets. It'll give you its cheat codes. It will give you its cheat codes. Everything becomes easy, not dis-easy. You'll spend minutes and moments, not days, weeks, months, and years in dis-ease, and all will become at ease. Whether subject matter, topic, expertise, pursuit of your higher self in a certain area, industry, career, or job, it will tell you all its secrets. It will give you the cheat codes, and it'll allow you to learn and earn them. So I set on this path to figure out, how can I teach people to do just that? And the first thing was, how do I find out what causes dis-ease? Because that's where I want the cheat codes to be. Is it, when the fire hits, or two little arrows come, or whatever is creating dis-ease in my life? And so in the respect of learning where I have dis-ease, I changed my focus, my attention, and my intention of what I was going to do, say, think, feel, and believe in that dis-ease. And what I found was, in order to effectuate where I need cheat codes, I need to know the reaction that I have to dis-ease. Because dis-ease is hard to discover. Even with AI, we have difficult times finding out what actually is creating dis-ease. But the reaction to the dis-ease, the rash, the nausea, the fatigue, whatever it may be, is easy to identify. And so the first step in identifying where the cheat codes are is to identify how I'm reacting, not the disease itself. We don't need a prognosis from some expert doctor, because it didn't take an expert. It doesn't take a doctor to figure out the dis-ease reaction. And so I want everyone to first take a step back from the cheat codes itself and find out, what is it that I'm trying to find? And it's through the reaction to dis-ease that I know where to focus my attention and intention in order to create ease, by shortening the distance of resistance that's created by the reaction to dis-ease, not the dis-ease itself. And so as I look and see the clues of when I'm angry, upset, or resentful, or guilty, or not worthy, or inferior, superior, or anxious, frustrated, angry, or guilty, it doesn't matter. The need to be offended is one that I have. And when I see that reaction to dis-ease, and I see the clues, I start looking for the patterns to decrease the amount of time I spend in it, and the shortening of that distance of dis-ease to find the cheat code, so that when the reaction occurs, I know what code to utilize in order to dissipate, dissolve, or disappear the reaction to that disease or that fear. And so for me, I utilize looking for the light in it. I'm looking for the light because one particle of light overcomes a million particles of darkness. The darkness may have millions of particles, but it's just loud. It's weak though. And so if I'm searching for the light to overcome the darkness in whatever it may be, if I look for lessons in it and the love in it, but how do I do that? So many people are like, Dave, I get the light, the love, and the lessons, the triangle, the threes in your life. The triangle is the strongest structure ever created. Threes are the strongest that's ever created. Now I get why I always like to do things in threes, but the light, the love, and the lessons, how do I do that? Well, let me give you an example. In a simple example, I hate taking out the trash. And the reason I hate taking out the trash is I never realized the value or why I was taking out the trash. I saw the trash as punishment because when I was young, and we had 6 kids in a small apartment in Akron, Ohio, when I was young, my mom, for whatever reason, got into the habit of always making me take out the trash. And so instead of learning to find light, love, and lesson in taking out the trash, I hated the trash. And so when I took out the trash, I felt punished. I felt diseased. I felt resistance. So it would spill all over me. If it had glass in it, it would cut me. If it would spill if I was in a hurry. And then I thought maybe when I left my home to go to college, things would change, but they just got worse because I was in a football fraternity. I was the smallest and weakest one in my football fraternity. So, of course, I got the honor of taking out the trash of 50 fraternity brothers. And I learned to hate the trash even more. And then I got married, and not only did my wife take out the trash, she attributed the trash to me loving her and prioritizing her. So not only did I hate taking out the trash, and the same incidences, coincidences, and consequences were occur of spilling and cutting and all the other things of punishment that were occurring. But now I had to do it because if I didn't do it, it was a sign that I didn't love or appreciate my wife. And then I started having kids. I thought, oh, good, I'll make my kids do it, and ended up having 3 daughters that the trash was kryptonite. They saw trash, they ran the other way. And I finally learned this lesson. So there I was thinking about Fortnite and codes and how to make my life easy. And my first example or illustration was to choose something I hated for almost 50 years, the trash. And so I decided to pay attention to the trash, to focus in on it. And I started to align my intention with trash for the sake of helping not only my wife, my children, but myself. I said, when I take out the trash, what should I do? I should relax. I should use taking out the trash as a time for meditation, for ease. What should I say? I should tell myself the things that I want that make me happy. What should I think? I should think how blessed I am and think about the things that I'm grateful for. What should I believe? I should believe there's light, love, and lessons in everything because it's part and parcel of a unified, abundant, infinite system of protection, promotion, and love. And what should I feel? I should feel happy and blessed and grateful when I take out the trash. And so I started practice, just like my son in the other room playing Fortnite, practicing to find the cheat codes by the consistent, persistent pursuit of next level to get a higher level. I too utilize the trash for the sake of getting to a higher level, a higher place, a higher awareness. And slowly but surely, I learned to love what I used to hate. I learned to love what I used to hate because I paid attention to and gave intention to by doing, saying, thinking, feeling, believing in alignment with the coincidences, results, and outcomes of taking out the trash. Not only did I stop spilling, not only did it stop cutting me, not only did it stop and give me time to think of my better self, a higher self, but it also illustrated to other people and had an impact on them, not only to my wife of appreciation and prioritization, but even my daughter's energy shifted, where that kryptonite shifted by the energy that I gave the trash, that they actually now ask, hey, Dad, can I help you with that? And my friends' wives, when I'm at their places or at the office and I take out the trash, it's amazing, right? All of a sudden, all of the other husbands hate me because the wives are like, oh my God, your husband's amazing. You have the best husband in the world. Why? Because I offered to take out the trash, and I offered it with an energy of, oh my God, I'm so blessed that I get a few minutes away from everybody to think about what I want, what makes me happy, how blessed I am by doing, saying, thinking, and feeling and believing how much love, light, and lessons are in this trash that I used to hate and now I love. I want you to think about the trash in your life and identify it through your reaction to the disease. Stop wasting your time trying to figure out and give a prognosis of the disease with the multi-trillions of variables that exist in your life that could be, should be, or might be a partial or part of that disease. But instead, take the obvious. Find the cheat code. By consistently every day, persistently without quit, pursuing your level up, by finding the cheat codes, by finding the light, the love, and the lessons in everything that you do. And it doesn't take much time. It's simply changing the way that you look at the trash so the things you look at change. And when we effectuate that and look at what it is that's causing the reaction to disease, because we can't figure out learning to love what we do. I want you to make a list. I want you to make a list and align it with the timing and risk tolerance and what's important to you each day. And I want you to look for the clues, the patterns, and then make different choices of how you look at things, what you learn from them. And when we start figuring out what we don't like, what we don't love, what other people don't like, what other people don't love, we will find more options, opportunities into the favor, because that's where the margins lie, in the difficulties, the struggles. Because if it was easy, everybody would do it. It's when it's dis-easy that nobody wants to do it. And if we can identify what's dis-easy by identifying how we react to what's dis-easy, and then have a methodology in order to find the light, the love, and the lessons in what's the reaction to what's dis-easy, we can dissipate, dissolve, and disappear the actual dis-ease by being at ease more of the time. You're not going to get rid of which you're afraid of. You're not going to get rid of it. You're not going to get rid of it in a week, a month, a year. You can spend minutes and moments in the reaction to it by finding the light, the love, and the lessons, and practicing every single day consistently, without quit, persistently, in the pursuit of your leveling up to a higher self. And as you level up to a higher self, what's great is it has the three characteristics of energy where it aggregates on itself. It makes it easier, accelerates it, so you have less time spent in disease, and exponentially provides you more outcomes. You get farther and farther ahead, so you can do what? Live in abundance. Live more in the world of more than enough of everything. Live more in the value add world and not a zero-sum game. Stop accelerating into the reaction of fear. Stop creating a longer distance of resistance in your life. Find light, the love, and the lessons. Take your most obvious nemesis. Take the thing you hate the most. Take the thing historically that you have hated or not liked in your life, and just take some minutes to think about, what am I going to do, say, think, feel, and believe about this subject matter, topic, expertise, person, situation. Even though fear is omnipresent, you will never get rid of the fear. You can dissipate, dissolve, and disappear the reaction to fear, and it's the reaction to fear that interferes with your higher self. It is that which interferes with cheat codes that make your life easy. And remember, when it's easy, everybody would do it. You're just everybody with fewer things that nobody finds easy. And the more that you aggregate, accelerate, and compound the things that are easy in your life, the greater the consequences, results, and outcomes will be aligned with your trajectory, your divine direction. And that direction will allow you to appreciate more, add value to more. It will allow you to acknowledge more, to acquire the knowledge of more. It will allow you to ask for more. It will allow you to receive more. It will allow you to expand, not contract. You will live your life in the learning zone, which is expansive in your nature, and spend minutes and moments in the anxiety zone, which is constrictive in its nature. When we realize the power of the light, the love, and the lessons, when we realize our capabilities of identifying our reaction to dis-ease, to minimize the amount of time we spend in it, to not accelerate into it or resist it or create more void shortages and obstacles with it, what we want to do is to have a pragmatic approach, a ferocious approach to being a Buddha. To being a Buddha and realizing that the past no longer exists and neither does the future exist yet. And so why miss out on our lives, which exist in the light, which exists in the love, which exists in these lessons? Anyone, any situation that you have a reaction to, that reaction is a feeling of separation, the need to be right, that type of reaction, look for it. The need to be separate, look for it. The need to be offended, I mentioned earlier, my nemesis, look for it. The need to be anxious, frustrated, worried, guilty, look for it. Start practicing identifying those shortages and obstacles created by the reaction to dis-ease. And then think about, what if I did this? What if I said this? What if I thought this? What if I felt this? What if I believed this about your trash? What would change? How would your energy change, and how would others' energies change? What would you attract? What would aggregate into your life? What would accelerate in your life? What outcomes would be exponential that are aligned with the divine direction to level up, to be a ferocious Buddha, ferocious every day, to spend less time in dis-ease and the reaction to it, and Buddhist in its outcomes, allowing the light, the love, and the lessons in what you don't like, what you don't love, what other people doesn't like or love as well. And just remind yourself that as you aggregate these simple, easy things, that if it was easy, everybody would do it. But not everything's easy to everyone. And two, even the easy things, the simple things, are simple not to do if we're not paying attention, plus giving intention to the coincidences, the results, outcomes, consequences that we want or better. And in order to get there, you need two things. And as we look for the clues, the patterns, and make better choices, as we identify the reaction to dis-ease, as we realize time to spend minutes and moments, we have to realize, one, we need to seek the light, the love, and the lessons in it. So in other words, we are seeking wisdom. And then we have to have faith. We have to have faith that we don't understand things. We have faith that we're radically humble, part of a unified, abundant, infinite system of thought that we belong to, an infinite loop of giving, receiving, and witnessing, of giving and given and receiving and asking and receiving and asking and given and given and giving and witnessing, all of these different things. We have to realize it takes faith. Because as we learn to find the light, the love, and the lessons, and what we don't like, what we don't love, we have to have faith that that which is in our life that we don't like or love is not to punish us. That trash was never there to punish me. That trash was there to promote me, protect me, and to love me. Because without my hatred for trash, I would not be where I am today. I would not be able to find the light, the love, and the things in the reaction to fear, into what I hate the most and don't like the most. And I want to thank Bob Parsons, because he gave me the tools to understand why, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. Because if you love what you do, if you can learn to love what you don't like or don't love, if you can learn to love what other people don't like and don't love, life will tell you all its secrets. It'll give you its cheat codes. I wish I could learn all those cheat codes for Fortnite so I could kick all my son and his friends' butts in that game. But I have more important things that I hate, like the trash. Take out the trash in your life. Take it out with love, light, and lessons. Use what you do, say, think, feel, and believe in order to shift your energy and others towards what they not like or love. And let's reduce the amount of dis-ease and live at ease. This has been your cheat code training. Like a copy of it, email me, david@dmeltzer.com. We will be in Madison, Wisconsin this weekend. We will be at SoFi Stadium on Tuesday. We'll be in Las Vegas on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We have Wednesday meetup, Thursday VIP dinner, filming. Swing by the Wynn and check us out. We're right there in the lobby by Tableau and the buffet. You can't miss us. The brand new XM Sirius Studios. They're hosting office hours in the playbook. We are so blessed to have them as a partner. So come by and join us. If you can't find out where we are, use our alerting system, our community, our text community, 949-298-2905, 949-298-2905. Nick of time, we are at halftime. It's time to take some Ask Me Anything Q&A. Big shout out to everyone that's joined us. We are breaking records. Over 100,000 people register training, and it's multicasted on every platform. So certainly appreciate it. But it started here 24 years ago. We have been doing Free Friday trainings. And when I moved it to the Breakfast of Champions, it started to amplify on every single platform. So thank Ramon in the nick of time. Go ahead, reset the room. We got tons of questions, Nick. Tell me where to go and what to do.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, David. A quick reset here. As David mentioned, we just passed the halfway marker. We officially passed halftime, and now we are heading into the Q&A section of David's Power Hour here this morning. And of course, the best room and community in Clubhouse, which is the Breakfast with Champions. As you guys have your questions for David, please use the hand in the lower right-hand corner of your screen to request to join the stage, and we will aim to bring you up. And as a reminder for everybody that's currently on stage, if you do have a question, please send me a message in the chat so I know to pass the mic over to you as well. Now, with that said, and just a reminder as well from today's cheat code training, if you pick that guide from David, which I'm sure he'll be happy to send his book as well by sending you a copy, signing a copy, and even pay for shipping for you people. If it's free, it's sweet. So email David, david@dmeltzer.com. But with that said, David, we're going to take the first question here live on Clubhouse as I'm getting so many requests on my side. So I'm going to pass it over to the one and only Sean Walchef, who is here this morning. So Sean, it's great to see you. Thank you so much for being so engaged in this community. Feel free to unmute yourself and ask David your question.
Nick, appreciate it. David Meltzer on a Friday, the cheat codes. So David, I would love for you to share with the community a secret that you taught me. Back in 2019, I first met you. In 2020, I came to office hours. I actually brought barbecue from our barbecue restaurant, and I was asking you how to turn myself into a digital hospitality media company. And you shared the cheat code with me, and I'd love for you to share it with the group. What you told me is, Sean, the problem is that most people don't believe in Noah's Ark. I said, David, what are you talking about? He said, not in a biblical sense, not in an Old Testament way, but people don't put in compounding interest. Can you share compounding interest, how to build community, how to invest in content, how to share your story? Thanks for all you do. Appreciate you. Thanks, Dave.
Awesome, Sean. And you are an illustrative proof of success of Noah's Ark. And, you know, I study Einstein, and if you don't know the 72, you don't know compound interest, but compound interest is not just about buying homes or real estate. It applies to everything, including Noah's Ark. And that application of understanding aggregation, acceleration, and compounding of outcomes is counterintuitive to human nature, because human nature, one, wants instant gratification, and two, does not understand or know outcomes, and certainly isn't patient enough to see the efficient addition and compounding effect within the context of what they want, or even better. And so we immediately go to the void, shortages, and obstacles of punishment, the promotion, protection of the compounding effect of the rule of 72 of Noah's Ark. And it's applicable to everything. You know, we talk about scaling a business, for example. You know, what and how to scale a business is how Noah scaled saving the population, by taking two of everything, a female and a male of everything, and then trusting the rule of 72. Well, the same thing holds true in everything. You want to build a community. We, especially now, because of the total addressable community, we could build a community for anything, for any subject, topic, or expertise. If you want to be the top of your industry, career, job, your subject matter, topic, or expertise, you just have to follow this cheat code of Noah's Ark of Einstein, of the rule of 72. I was coaching a one-on-one client this morning about scaling the business, and I mentioned Noah's Ark and the cheat code Noah's Ark, that all you need to do in year one is have one person shadow you for 90 days, then work with you for 90 days, then supervise them for 180 days until they can be shadowed. And then it's just a matter of 20 doublings, which will only speed up. So at the most time, it'll take, 20 years to get to 2 million employees, training 1 million employees, and 4 million employees, training 4 million employees, with the aligned values, execution model, and daily practices that are necessary to effectuate being where you want to be or better. But you could stop at any time, not scaling. So go ahead and understand doubling effect, that things aggregate, so they don't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They go 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. They accelerate, so it doesn't take a year to get to in the second year to double. So if I go from one person to 2 persons in 1 year, most likely it won't take a whole year to go to 4 people. It'll take less than a year. And then less than the next year to get to 8, less than the next year to get 16, and less. Pretty soon you could double every month. And this is how we scale everything. Your media, your company, your brand, whatever it is, this is how we scale it. That's how Noah was going to scale the population of all creatures on earth. 1 male, 1 female. They then would have more, they would have more, they would have more, and it would aggregate, it would accelerate, and compound exponentially. But in order to do so, you need to know your reaction to fear. And the greatest fear in the scaling mechanism of the secret code or code of Noah's Ark is that things take too long. That just because I can't see the outcome doesn't mean I'm not getting the progress. So good and bad progress, Sean, are determined by how aligned it is, not only with timing and risk tolerance, but how aligned it is with where I want to be or better. So good behavior is behavior that's aligned with my timing and risk tolerance and where I want to be or better. Bad behavior is not aligned with my timing and risk tolerance and not aligned with where I want to be or better. That's how I determine good or bad behavior, which then creates good or bad progress, which then creates good or bad outcomes eventually with aggregation, acceleration, compounding. If you want to change your life and scale anything in your life, people, situations, your brand, products, solutions, services. If you want to create a community of people that are here to help each other and know people that can help each other, if you want to create a community of people who buy from each other, sell for each other, then read the Bible, read Noah's Ark, read Einstein, learn the rule of 72, aggregate, compound, and accelerate your life in a divine direction of where you want to be or better. Sean Walchef, he is one of my greatest students for many years. I enjoy you immensely and congratulate you on executing and allowing me to empower others like you to empower others to be happy. Sean and I, together with all of us here on the Breakfast of Champions, are changing the world. We're teaching them to make a lot of money, help a lot of people, and have a lot of fun. All right, Nick of Time, you can't do any better than Sean. What do we got next?
We are going to keep it live here on Clubhouse, and I'm going to pass the mic over to Chima. Chima, great to see you as always. Happy Friday. Feel free to unmute yourself and ask David your question. Thanks. Oh, I see he's unmuted, but David, are you getting any audio on your side?
No, I am only your audio. Chima, where are you?
He's right up here on stage. Chima, maybe quietly leave the room and come back and have you as the next question, maybe a little reset. We'll be able to help. And in the meantime, what I'll do is I'll pass the mic over to Serafina, who's been patiently waiting. So Serafina, happy Friday. Feel free to unmute yourself and ask David your question. Welcome.
Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. So, my question is
Hi, Chima.
Oh.
Sorry, Serafina.
Sorry.
Can you hear me now?
You'll be next. You'll be next.
Okay, no worries.
Apologies. No, I was just sorry. I was just saying a comment. I have a different problem. I love the trash. I don't know. I've even set up an account to take trash specifically to the dump and separate it into recycled, different types of recycling. I just find it fun doing that. Just to clear things out. I just like to clear up mess. I don't like messy things around, and I think my wife loves it too. But I tend to take approach to things that I do anyway. And that's it. I mean, I didn't really have it's a great share, and I just wanted to remind, we do have, I think, we had a meeting tonight at 10:30 in UK time, so I just thought I'd remind that's the case, and I look forward to that. So thanks, David.
Thank you so much. And yes, we learn to love what we love easily, but learning to love what we don't like or love is important. And I look forward to our joining each other at 10:30 as well. So, all right, Nick, bring back on our friend Serafina.
Absolutely. Serafina, passing it back over to you. Thanks so much for your patience.
Yeah, no worries. All good. So my question is, I was just wondering if you could talk about the difference between accountability and responsibility in our lives.
Yes, I will. And I got to tell you, Serafina, your father, I was here in Chicago to meet up at Waldorf, and this gentleman came that I didn't know. And I'm speaking with him at my meetup, and I'm looking in his eyes, and his eyes look so familiar to me. And he had a certain frequency about him as well. And then he said, you don't know who I am. And I said, no, I don't. I said, but you look something familiar about you. And he said, I'm Serafina's father. And I said, of course, oh, the dentist. And but I brought Nick over to do the same thing, and Mia, etc. So apples don't fall far from the tree. Your father is wonderful, and you are blessed to have him, the father. It was so nice to see him. Now, the difference between accountability and responsibility, I believe that responsibility is a subset along with attraction and participation in perception in order to facilitate accountability. And so when I look for the lessons and things in order to be accountable in those things, when I find myself reacting to fear or dis-ease by blame, shame, or justification, I know that that is below the line of accountability. When I feel blame, when I feel shame, when I feel myself justifying something, I know that I'm not living in accountability. And so a subset of that is to ask myself, in order to find light, love, and the lessons in that blame, shame, and justification, I ask myself, what did I do to be responsible instead of blaming, instead of being in shame, instead of justifying what has happened? I ask myself, what did I do to be responsible? And of course, what am I supposed to learn from it? I then move to, what did I do to attract this myself? And what am I supposed to learn from it? I then move to, what am I doing to participate in the perception of this? And what am I supposed to learn from it? Because if I learn from it, if I'm able to find the light, the love, and the lessons, and what is a reaction to dis-ease or fear, I will dissipate, dissolve, and disappear the time that I'm getting in my own way, that I'm interfering with leveling up, with pursuing my potential. And so a critical component of accountability is the subcomponent of responsibility, attraction, and of course, our participation in the perception of what we're doing to live in blame, shame, and justification, and to find the light, love, and the lessons, or the cheat codes that allow us to make things easy and dissipate the dis-easy. And so responsibility is one of the three that I use in order to effectuate the dissolution of blame, shame, and justification that allows me to get in my own way, interfering with my level up, my cheat codes, etc. Does that sound fair?
Yes, that does sound fair. Thank you. And I'm still laughing that my dad showed up. I know that he knew about the meetup. He didn't tell me anything. Nick just sent me a picture, and that was that. But that's great that he went and got to meet you guys.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's funny because he's also offered his help to my daughter, who was there, and who lives in Chicago. He said, "Oh, whatever you need," and she's like, "I need my teeth cleaned and whitened." He was thinking more like if you needed to come for dinner, or if you get arrested, I know the policeman. And all she could come up with is getting her teeth whitened. But we appreciate him and you. You guys are both incredible people, and we're blessed to have you in our neighborhood. It's the fourth quarter. Hold up the number 4. And we always like to finish strong here on the Breakfast of Champions and every other platform. We'll be in Madison, Wisconsin this weekend, SoFi Stadium on Tuesday, Las Vegas in front of our studio at the Wynn on Wednesday for a meetup. Thursday, VIP dinner. We'd love to have you. We got some big players coming in for that. And Friday, also filming at the studio. So swing by Vegas and keep up to date. People are asking for the phone number for where we're going to be. It's 949-298-2905. 949-298-2905. If you want the cheat code exercise from today's training, email me. I'll throw in a book, sign it, send it to you, pay for shipping in the book. David@dmeltzer.com. Happy to send that out, pay for shipping and the book. So we'd love to fill you with the exercises like the cheat code exercise in my book in order to facilitate your divine direction. Nick of time, it's all up to you.
Let's keep this train moving and grooving. And thank you, David, as always, for pouring into this community each and every Friday. And of course, everybody in the Breakfast of Champions, for showing up. And let's continue to use the button in the lower left-hand corner of our screen to invite all of our friends, family, colleagues, anybody that we believe would benefit from this incredible conversation. Not only of course, the incredible hosts that will follow for the rest of the morning here. But with that said, David, let's keep it live here on Clubhouse with the next question. I know Hatul has been patiently waiting. So Hatul, it's great to see you. Happy Friday. Feel free to unmute and ask the question. Welcome.
Thanks, Nick. Happy Friday. Feeling blessed and grateful that my eyes opened and to be here and to be starting the month in the best way possible. My question is around journaling. Dave, one of the many things I've picked up from you is around keeping a journal by my bedside. I'm looking at it here. It makes Einstein's writing look tidy. Apparently Einstein had messy writing. I would be stronger than him on that. But it's incredible. Things that come up, downloads, as you've taught me, I capture them and they go before I sometimes can capture them quickly. So I need to go back and look at it. But what's your, just circling back to your suggestion now that I've done it for a while, what's your advice to anyone who doesn't know about it? Obviously, give them a primer, but then in terms of me as someone who's doing it, advice, guidance, thoughts would be wonderful. Thank you, Dave.
You're welcome. Well, journaling is a process of capturing. And my execution model, personally and professionally, is to capture all options, opportunities, or touches of favor by identifying them appropriately and prioritizing them as well. So for me, I'm capturing that which resonates with me. There's an abundance of information that is out there. There's an abundance of data that we're exposed to beyond measure, especially today. There always has been, but it was a little bit more difficult to be aware of it. Today, it's shoved into our faces every moment and minute, and there's mechanisms, marketing mechanisms and digital mechanisms in order to effectuate pushing those in front of us. And so we have to understand that journaling is a form of capture. And the first step in understanding journaling is we should only capture that what resonates with us, because there's so many things that don't. And we're going to end up having too many things that go beyond the physical capabilities, mental capabilities, human capabilities that we have in order to effectuate that, which allows us to prioritize, which is the second step. So we capture those opportunities and prioritize them within the context of that which resonates with us, so we can distribute it to those people that have the best capability internally or externally in our lives, personally and professionally, to effectuate what we've captured. And then we also then reprioritize them and either execute or redistribute. And so that journal is worthless, one, if you can't read your own writing, but more importantly, two, if you write down everything. I want to encourage everyone. I always joke around, but until I have a $1,200 a month reminder to only capture that which resonates with me, because I have banker boxes full of notes from undergrad, from graduate schools, law schools, business schools, personal development, everyone from Tony Robbins to Wayne Dyer to Detroit leader Brian Tracy, and the list goes on and on and on. I have banker boxes full of notes that half of them I can't read, half of them didn't resonate with me. I didn't have too many to do anything with. I'm too afraid to get rid of them. So I'm paying, as a reminder, $1,200 a month in storage in California, a bunch of reminders that I need to capture only that resonates with me. And it is there that we can prioritize, distribute, execute, and redistribute that information to effectuate and prioritize or maximize that information that we've been blessed to download in a variety of different ways, online, the universe, other people, books, podcasts, audio books, whatever it may be. So utilize that journal, capture only that which resonates with you, allow it to be prioritized, internally, externally distributed, and then execute or redistribute. It's a great mechanism. We also have an exercise for that execution model. We have an exercise for the code. We're willing to give you our books for free. Just email me, david@dmeltzer.com. Nick, we got it 8-minute warm. Go ahead and tell me where to go next.
Absolutely. Let's keep it live here on Clubhouse, as it looks like Pierre has been patiently waiting. So Pierre, it's great to see you. Feel free to unmute yourself and ask David your question. Welcome. Pierre, are you still there? The unmute is in the lower right-hand corner of your screen with the microphone. All righty. It looks like he's in a little bit of trouble. So, David, why don't you go ahead and take one online as we get ready, and we'll round it out with the final question here on Clubhouse.
All right. I love it. I'm going to take one for my own sake, and it's, what does a ferocious Buddha mean? And to me, it's the great reconciliation, intuitive, counterproductive, counter-intellectual thoughts that people have. They don't understand how to reconcile today with the outcomes of tomorrow and the meaning of the past. Ferocious Buddha is a person that can reconcile the meaning of the past with activities of today and the outcomes of the future. A ferocious Buddha is not just focusing in on what they want, being high, broke, sick on their mom's couch, dreaming. they're giving meaning to the past. They're finding the light, the love in the past and aligning it with the timing and risk tolerance and the divine direction of where they want to be, but also they're adding the intention ferociously. So they are Buddhist in the meaning and the trajectory, but they're ferocious in the activity. They're ferocious in their intention, aligned with the timing, risk tolerance, and divine direction where they want to be. They're ferocious in their activity of utilizing the 24 hours a day that you're guaranteed, except for the last day of your life. All of you are guaranteed 24 hours every single day, except for the last day of your life. You'll be cheated. A few minutes, a few moments, a few hours, but only one day possible. So every day, utilize your time ferociously. Be productive with your time. Add value. Appreciate your time. Be accessible with your time, meaning accessible to others to help them get to where they want to be, and accessing where you want to be by finding people who are in a situation where you want to be or better and asking them for directions. Be the sixth man on better teams. Don't be the port guard on shitty teams. Find the subject matters, the topics, the expertise to be a sixth man on those teams. Be accessible. And then finally, of course, be gracious with your time, ferociously gracious. Find the light, the love, and the lessons. Find the cheat codes. Identify your reaction to fear. Dissipate, dissolve dis-ease by identifying the reaction to fear and shorten the amount of distance and resistance that you have in your life in the divine direction of where you want to be. By knowing the timing and risk tolerance, by knowing your perceived value, bottom line, by being ferocious every single day for the 24 hours that you're guaranteed, while being Buddhist in the meaning of the past and the outcomes of the future, knowing that human nature is incapable of understanding or knowing outcomes or meanings. You control those. You control those beyond the human nature, but instead within the infinite loop that we live in of more than enough of everything for everyone. Ferocious Buddha is someone who reconciles the past, present, and future in alignment with the timing and risk tolerance in a divine direction of where you want to be or better, totally aligned with cheat code lessons and exercises for today. All right, nick of time. Let's finish up with the community that we built here on the Breakfast of Champions, amplified on every single platform that we have.
Let's make it happen. I'm going to pass it over to the final question of the day, which is going to be coming from Gigi. So Gigi, great to see you. Happy Friday. Feel free to unmute yourself and ask David your question. Welcome.
Hello. Happy Friday. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. My question, Dave, is how long it took for you to learn this lesson that if you love to learn what you do, it's going to tell you all the secrets, and how can we accelerate the process of doing this based on your teaching and experience?
Yeah, well, I'm still learning, right? So I think that's the bigger lesson than how long it takes to learn. It's an infinite process of learning, because that's how revelations, the revelation, the revealing, closer and closer, the leveling up, the elevation of frequency and awareness to elevate enlightenment, which means light, love, and lessons in everything we do. So I'm still learning that. And how do we accelerate it? How do we get better at things? The same answer always is applicable to anything that you want to accelerate or get better, aggregate or compound the exponentiality of the outcomes. You need to practice it. That's why part and parcel in the cheat code exercise is not only to learn to love what you don't like, learn to love what you don't love, learn to love what other people don't like, learn to love what other people don't love, but be consistent in doing it. Do it every single day. Practice it. Don't ever quit. If you miss a day, start back over again. In the pursuit of and enjoying that pursuit by finding the light, the love, and the lessons of your level up, of your potential. And if you practice every day, you'll get the aggregation, the acceleration, and the compounding of the outcomes that you don't understand or know. You will accelerate everything in your life to expand along the line with the universe, which is expansive because it's infinite, it's unified in an abundant system. And that unity allows for an infinite loop where people give everything, are given everything, receive everything, and can even ask for more than everything. So now you're getting more and more of everything and receiving more and more, and so on and so forth. We need to utilize practice to counterintuitively progress. Remember, the progress is made by the behaviors we have. Behaviors we have should be aligned with the timing and risk tolerance and the divine direction of where we think we want to be or better. It will create good progress. Good meaning in alignment with. Bad meaning not in alignment with. Because the only instant result of behavior is progress. What kind of progress are you having in your life? What kind of practices are you having in your life? Are they aligned with the timing and risk tolerance and the divine direction of where you want to be? Are you finding the cheat codes through gratitude, forgiveness, accountability, and applying your why and inspiration? All right, everyone. What a great way to end, Gigi. Thank you so much. From around the world, we are going to be in Madison, Wisconsin this weekend. Come and join me Tuesday at SoFi Stadium. Wednesday, meet up in front of our studio, the new XM Sirius studio at the Wynn. Come and join us. Tableau, the buffet right there in the lobby of the Wynn. We will have a VIP dinner in Las Vegas on Thursday, who's who and the who knows who. And then me, importantly, filming Thursday and Friday in Las Vegas as well. Swing by. Remember, our frequency is our neighborhood, and you are all welcome in our neighborhood. Please join us. We appreciate you. If you want to know where we are, it's david@dmeltzer.com. Get the cheat code exercise. Get my book for free. david@dmeltzer.com. We'll pay for the book, pay for shipping, pay for the exercise. david@dmeltzer.com. We're in 200 cities already committed this year. So text me 949-298-2905, 949-298-2905 to get into the queue. All right, everyone. Remember, be more interested than interesting. Be kind to your future self and do good deeds. Nick, please close out the room.
It's always a pleasure and honor to be with you.
Thank you, everyone. Just a reminder, come and join us, david@dmeltzer.com. As a reminder, we'll be in Madison, Wisconsin this weekend, Tuesday at SoFi Stadium, Wednesday in front of the new XM Sirius studios at the Wynn, not the Blue Wire studios anymore, the XM Sirius studios. And then even furthermore, we have a dinner on Thursday. Come and join us there in Vegas, VIP dinner with amazing people. And I'm forgetting everyone, but Clinton Sparks and Chris Gardner and Jeff Hoffman, just to name some, found Priceline. And then we're filming Thursday, Friday at the Wynn as well. Then we're off around the country to New York City, Syracuse, Tucson, Dallas. The list goes on and on. david@dmeltzer.com, 949-298-2905. We're here every Friday, over 24 years of training, over 100,000 people registered for training. Please join us. But most importantly, remember, be more interested. Be kind to your future self and do good deeds. We'll see you soon.